In this video, we're going to create a row component to add interactivity to our table to where when you select a row, it has a this light blue background color. So you can select, you can unselect, and it looks pretty good. So we're going to show you how to do this. We're going to build it from the Forms and Tables design system. Okay, so the first thing to do is to get the Forms and Tables basic design system, link in the description. You could also build this out yourself if you want, but in that design system you have access to all of these different table variants and components. If you have any thoughts or comments, please let me know, because I am still actively building out Forms and Tables design system. So back here, once you download it, which you click this library, you navigate to your teams or wherever it is, and then you add it. So Forms and Tables, that's added. We have it here under Assets. So we are going to get the cell component, which is under Tables, and drag out that table cell. Beautiful. Now we're just going to duplicate this and make our row. So I'll just duplicate that a bunch of times, and then we're gonna click Shift A to give it that auto layout. Make sure it is filling. It is not. So we're gonna click the parent and click Enter, and that selects everything. Or you could individually select each one of the cells and make sure it fills container. So now this should be responsive, and it is. Looks great. So now this first one, we are going to add, we have the text. We're going to add a checkbox. Looks good. We'll just call this row. All right, and now let's create a component. So create that component, click Create Component, or the keyboard command shortcut, or the right click and Create Component. So we have that. Now we're going to create the variants. So we have the add variant. And now with this one, we are going to have this checkbox checked. So what I'm doing is clicking into the row and then clicking into the cell and then clicking into that component that is shown here within the cell. And then you have access to have it selected. So that looks good. So now we want this first row to have a fill color of white. And this one, we will have a fill color of a very light blue, which is blue 5. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do is create that interactivity. So we're going to double click onto that checkbox, make sure you're on the prototype, and then we're going to have this navigate to the selected one on click. And then when the user clicks this again, it will go back. So we have that interactivity set in the prototype. So now we're just going to drag one of these off to create an instance. So now we have our beautiful row, which is the building block for our responsive table. So I will start duplicating this a bunch of times. Also, what makes this interesting is if you click into the individual cell. So now I have the cell. You can change the size here. So if you want to do small, we have access to that. Make sure this is in a frame. So I'm going to click Shift A. And now it is in our frame. I'll just drag that to the side here and show you again. So I'm just dragging out all of these rows and then selecting it all, Shift A. And in this case, there's space. We don't want any space. So here we're going to set that to 0. And then make sure that it's filling. So it is filling. All the rows are filling. Let's double check here. It is filling. So this should be a responsive table, and it is beautiful. So now you could go further and drag out a cell to create the header and give it a background color. For the sake of a timely video, I'm not going to do that. But now we are going to present this and show what we've built. So I click the present button, and now if you go and select one of the rows, it has that light blue background color. If you deselect, it goes away. So that is how you build a responsive table with the ability to select within the forms and tables design system. So as always, let me know what you think, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.